Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about trip radar update on Uber Eats. So while waiting for orders on Uber Eats, you will be able to receive those new offers in a couple of different ways. One is the normal order flow system, with a lack of a better way to put it. And then there is the trip radar system, which actually got a recent update as a whole and seems to be positive for the most part, although very confusing. So with that said, we are talking about everything you must know about this update to Trip Radar, how it actually is for gig workers, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. Also, I want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Trip Radar before this update. So before this recent update, orders on Trip Radar would pop up in a queue system, similar to Instacart, and assigned on not just a first come, first served basis, but those who are best suited for the gig. Whether it's by proximity, whether it is some sort of internal ranking system that they don't really disclose, or otherwise. Which is good in some ways, but annoying with others. Not to mention, that was kind of where a lot of crappy orders went. But even worse, that sometimes they would send decent orders into there too, which put the thought into the mind of some drivers.
Oh wow, there's some solid orders in here too. Then I guess I can't immediately dismiss this section, because sometimes they'll spit out a good one, right?
Which is fine, but it also makes you frustrated to go straight into the notification and see that a $3.85 order is going 8.6 miles. Not to mention, you won't see the route that you're taking based on the nature of the system that they built. Like if you try to see it like with Instacart, where you click on it, you see the order itself, and then you can accept. They just accepting it without knowing where the hell you're going. Sure, there's a little bit of details on the order itself, but that's still not enough in my opinion. The new update. The new update changed the system from just a simple queue system with no list to an on-demand alert system, similar to an ordinary order flow system that you would find on Uber Eats anyway, where it'll pop up on screen just like any other order and match you with it.
But Joe, if it's gonna pop up on the screen like every other order, what's the difference?
Well, they updated the normal order flow as well, making it absolutely clear that this is an exclusive order. They added that little exclusive badge, indicating that you're the only one seeing it, as opposed to Trip Radar, where anybody could be seeing it at that period of time. Not to mention, the tones are completely different. Like Trip Radar is the Trip Radar tone repeating itself over and over again, whereas the normal order that you would receive on Uber Eats is actually that, the normal order you would receive on Uber Eats. Now, they really got to make sure that they're loud enough to where I could actually hear the order coming through and not just keep the tone silent for no reason, but that's a different conversation. Also, this kind of reminds me of how you might see an older sibling hand down her old clothes because their parents can't really afford new ones for the younger child or something. Yes, the queue system is still there in a very minor way, and you really have to try to access it, as opposed to it just popping up on half the screen and sometimes even glitching the hell out, forcing you to refresh the app. An upgrade? I kind of like this new Trip Radar system because it actually shows you the route now, and sure, most payouts are garbage still, but at least they're getting decent orders out in a way that actually makes sense. Better than it was for sure, so let's give credit where credit is due. Although this raises a question for me. If all you have is two on-demand streams and not a queue system at all, or very minimal queue system really, is there really a point? And now that it is going out this way, is it going to affect our acceptance rate for those who actually care about that? A lot of questions that haven't been answered yet. Distribution. To be honest, I don't know how they distribute these orders, but from what I could tell, it is sent exclusively for a while, and then after a period of time of not being accepted, it goes into Trip Radar, or at least that's how I would imagine it, and hopefully they save money that way because of how it works. Now, will this new system make sense long term? Probably not. How exclusive are exclusive orders? I think completely, actually. I think they are, in Instead of these kind of orders being both on Trip Radar and being sent around, it's more clear which is which. Does this make them more worth it? Keep in mind, good orders are still more important than more orders, and that's really the goal here. So it's not really affecting order quality per se. It's just affecting the order distribution and order flow, which most would find to be the same crappy quality as before. Only this time you would be more aware if a good order is popping up as opposed to a bad one. That said, the reverse is also true, and you would be even more certain when an order is bad. Still not as good as multi-apping. Yes, this is another stream of orders that you can get on Uber, but it's still not going to be as effective as multi-apping. The way you make money isn't by taking more orders on a single platform and taking whatever you can get, regardless of the expenses incurred. It is by having a diverse gig portfolio and developing an exit strategy, using the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal. Either way, it is vital that you look out for your financial well-being and not some company to dictate how much you earn. No one is going to look out for you better than you are. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about Trip Radar that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anything and everything that everyone must know about Trip Radar on Uber Eats is known. So that way we can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.